The first time I started to realize or consciously think about that I wasn't feeling something that was completely normal was when I was 14. I was in the 9th grade, and I was realizing that there were a few girls that I knew, older girls on the track team, girls from church even, that just made me really nervous to be around. And I found myself paying a lot of attention to them and just really caring about what they thought, and especially what they thought about me. And I started to wonder one day, is this normal? This seems a little weird. Then when I was 20, in my 3rd year at BYU, I had the first experience where I recognized that what I was feeling about a girl wasn't just admiration or intimidation, but attraction. And it wasn't just the physical part of the attraction, it was emotional and intellectual and even spiritual. And it terrified me. And I became pretty angry with myself. I thought it was my fault. I thought there were things I had done to put these thoughts in my head, and I thought it was my responsibility to get rid of them. Maybe I never had control over these feelings at all. Maybe I have always been this way. And that word gay that I always hear thrown around with a lot of emotion, maybe that word applied to me. And that realization sent me into a little bit of a tailspin. It was terrifying. It caused a lot of conflict for me, but it was also hugely liberating to finally feel like I was understanding myself and could release myself from some of the blame that I'd carried for a lot of years, that I thought I was doing something wrong, and really it was something I never had control over in the first place. Church became really difficult for me. I felt this really sharp dichotomy all of a sudden. I felt like I had these two parts of my identity that couldn't fit together, and I didn't have a lot of hope that they ever would. And I went home to spend some time with my family over the summer. My mom wormed it out of me one day. I didn't mean to come out to her when I did, but I did. And as scary as it was, I started to have a little bit of hope. When my dad said to me, "I just want you to be happy no matter what that looks like," that was the first time I thought maybe my future is going to be okay. I decided to start going to this group called USGA at BYU. It stands for Understanding Same-Gender Attraction. I heard about it years ago through a sociology class at BYU, but didn't think about it very much until I started coming out. And it wasn't perfect at first, but I stuck around and found that there were people there who were like me, and even if they weren't like me, I had a lot to learn from them. And I made some really meaningful friendships and also found some really meaningful opportunities to contribute back to the community. I feel so much more peace now about my future than I ever thought it would be possible to feel. And I think that peace mostly comes from letting go of the things that I know I can't control and taking back the things that I can control. There are parts of what it means to be LDS and LGBT that inherently are conflicting and complicated, and it can be frustrating. But I feel so much more empowered now that I know I get to make decisions about my future. I get to decide where my priorities are and what is going to make me happy. I never have to go back to trying to change who I am, and I never have to spend another day lying about who I am. I can be honest and open and authentic for the rest of my life, because that's what I've decided I want to do. If I could give advice to someone who is feeling now the way that I used to feel, it would be to say to trust yourself and to validate your own feelings, because you are the one who is primarily responsible for making sure that you're happy. And you can do that. You can trust yourself. You can believe that what you're feeling is real.